After watching the tape from the Vanguard game, what were your thoughts?
Well, we always say the tape is never as bad as you think, it's never as good as you think. Actually, this one felt a little better than I thought because, sometimes you make a bunch of shots and you feel great about things and it wasn't that good, you just made shots. I thought we actually did a lot of really good things and pretty consistent against, full court press for 40 minutes. That's unique and for the first game of the year, that can be hard to play against and disruptive. And when you're not running a bunch of sets or plays or actions, it can be disruptive. So I thought our guys handled that pretty well. Terrific on the glass. That was a good first outing on that. We got to get better at it, of course. But overall, it was a really good first outing. And you got some guys that shook off rust. You got some big guys that produced numbers, and that's a hard thing to do. Sometimes for big guys, it's harder to play against smaller guys because they just don't know where they are. They're into their knees, that kind of stuff. And I thought our guys handled it terrific, and they were really, really efficient. Our bigs were especially. And, we did a lot of good things that we can build on.
Are you glad to have had a real game before USA?
Yes, absolutely. We needed to get that. And just fans in the stands are fans. And there's just a different, we talked about it post-game a little bit, that it's just different. And you got to get some of those out of the way and get comfortable with them. And then, hopefully shots start dropping, things, just become more natural. And I think hopefully we see that Sunday.
What have you seen from the USF offense?
Wow, it's impressive. I mean, they are putting up huge numbers, and just the way they can move the ball and multiple weapons. And I mean, it seems like everybody on that team can shoot. They're just really well coached. They're going to win a lot of games this year, no doubt about it. So it's going to be a heck of a game.
I know last year your plan was to initially bring Najee off the bench, but
Yeah.
you kind of had to put him in the starting lineup. Omar draws a lot of comparisons to him. If your starting five is good enough to bring him off the bench,
Yeah.
I mean, how much of a difference is that going to be?
And, I never get hung up on bench starters, all that. But, and the beauty of Omar is he doesn't either. He just wants to help the team, and the minutes he'll get rewarded for it minute-wise. I mean, he needs to be out there. He's a great player. And, with Tyson coming back, too, you're going to have Tyson, Cam, and Omar. A lot of them can just, those three can just kind of rotate around a lot. And then Mo's doing a great job. And then you got Andrew and Kobe also that can play the four. And, Vanguard was really, really small, so we played with those guards at the four, even Keene for a couple minutes.
Is there an update on Tyson?
Yeah, everything looks good to go.
What do you think of how he looks in the mask?
A little scary, a little intimidating, I think. And yeah, he probably should sell some sponsorships on the side of that mask, like make it a NASCAR look, right?
When did he get back to practice?
He's been full back now.
Gotcha.
Your history in terms of rotation, how deep you want to go. I mean, obviously you played everybody in that game, but when push comes to shove, like how deep do you like to keep the rotation?
Well,
usually?
I think it'll be situational a little bit, and that's not going to be easy for some guys because, like, even this first game was situational because we were playing four guards. It's hard to play three guys at the center, and I played Omar and Cam, and I wanted to get Mo some more minutes, but it's really, really hard. And since I wasn't playing them together, for any minutes, it was only 40 minutes I could divide up for three guys, and so I think we're going to see that a lot throughout the year. And I think as you go on and on, farther into the year, you're going to get a better idea of who can do what lineups are best in each situation. But, we kind of know who our top 6, 7, 8 is. And then, there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that can help this team at different times. I mean, they all came in and did something of value, and they all can fill roles. So, there's unselfish guys like Mo. I got to give him a ton of credit. He wanted to play a lot more, no doubt. Every kid does. He showed up and maybe had his best practice of his career here the other day. And so, that's the kind of guys I have. And so they have a good understanding of it, that circumstances don't drive how hard they work or what they bring to the team, and the circumstances of each game are going to change.
It looked like Cam just enjoyed being on a court again.
Yeah, and I think him and Omar are really flourishing. I think both of them are scratching the surface of how good they're going to become here, and But with Cam, we only get him for a year. But I bet the player we have in 2 or 3 months is a lot different than what we have now, even. And Omar is he's just barely touching of how good he's going to be.
We kind of, just the sample size from Cam. I know it's only one game, but how different is he than maybe what you've had that position in the last however many years?
Well, just scores are scores, and he was averaged 25 a game, and the league he was playing in was really one of the best D2 leagues in the country, and I know because I was a D2 coach and I've seen that, and they're as good as half the Division Ones or more. I mean, so he put up numbers, and so scoring comes pretty natural to him, and it's just a matter of getting his rhythm back, and I think he's starting to do that.
With
I was going to say, when you look at USF, all the points scored, you think it's going to be a defensive challenge, but your offense obviously has to do something to stay with them.
Right, because they can score in bunches and in a hurry. I mean, it's to score 83 points in a half, remarkable. I mean, that's pretty darn good. And there's a lot of teams I've coached maybe that we couldn't dummy our offense for 20 minutes and score 83 points. I mean, that's impressive. You got to make all those shots, and so they look really, really good. And there's a reason they're picked third in, with 2 really, really good teams in front of them. I mean, they look like a high level team right now.
Go ahead.
I was once upon a time, Chibuzo Abo fouled out his debut in like 83 seconds.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was kind of similar, but I don't know, related or whatever. How do you think Roddy did in his debut the other
I
night?
thought, man, he was one that when I went back and watched the tape, he was terrific, and he's getting better and better. He had a couple maybe fatigue turnovers or careless turnovers that he can eliminate, and he's a quick learner, and again, he's another guy that's just going to get better and better and better in the system as he goes, figures it out, and but to have he's just what the doctor ordered as far as you need a dynamic guy that can go north and south and go by guys with all the shooters that we have, and he can do that.
I know Sundays at times can be like tough for events and things in this town, but why at 2 p.m. Sunday should there be a packed house? Why should?
Well, you're going to see a great college basketball game and a great team. I mean, a couple of years ago I ranted and raved about Loyola coming in, how good they were. They went on to the Final Four. Well, I'm telling you, San Francisco's a really good team, and so people need to come out and see these, and it's a great time. 2:00. Chargers aren't playing, right?
They're playing my Lions.
Yeah, but they're not playing at 2, are they? I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they
It's
are.
a 2
Okay.
o'clock game.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, whoops, sorry.
Trust me,
Phil.
I know.
But no, it's a great time to come out and I love the 2:00 games, the afternoon games. It's not too early. You can get up and for the dedicated tailgaters, they can get going. Guys like Jay Tuss, get the party started out in the parking lot, and away we go.
I got one more about
That's because you're a kook.
right, exactly.
I know
It's
what
never
that
too
means.
early.
I know what that means.
Hey, don't start drinking at 8. No, I'm just kidding. I know this question, professional baseball teams kind of question who he roots for, but RJ to finally get his first bucket, like how cool was that?
Yeah, it was great, and all these guys, because that's like I mentioned, Mo and RJ, and these guys work hard all year round. They're great teammates. They're just they deserve it, and the grind is really hard. I mean, we've had guys in this program that have, like RJ, worked for 2 years without ever playing a minute, and got hurt, and the disappointment of that, and all so. Yeah, he was a little excited to get in there, and again, so I think he'll be more and more comfortable. But he made some good stuff happen in that game.